I fail a lot more than I succeed. But sometimes when those wins, when you help someone I had a client this morning tell me he's got a pipeline. He's got half a dozen people who are going to write 7-figure checks from the work that we've done over the past 6 months. So, it really feels great when when you hear about those wins.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. And yes, y'all know what I'm going to say. I'm excited to be here. And I know so many hosts, so many times I came on here and told y'all I have somebody that has me pumped up and excited. But I'm telling you, my guest has me pumped up. We just almost had a pep rally, like right before we came on. And so it's like, we are ready. We were ready to get at it. And I'm just excited because he just brings a unique lens to what he's doing in business. He's helping build investment pipelines for businesses. And I just can't wait for you guys to learn about his great services, what he's doing, the strides that he's making, the opportunities he's making. And so please help me, not help me introduce, let me introduce you to Mr. Ben Padnos. How you doing today, sir?
I'm great. It's great to meet you, Q. I'm fired up to be here.
Absolutely, man. You got me fired up right before we got on. And so I know our listeners are really going to just get a great lens of what you're doing in the real estate space, how you're aiding and helping investors. And so I'm excited, man. I'm excited to talk about it. And so I don't want my voice to be predominant here. I want your voice to be predominant. So, man, take us into your world. We may not be familiar with what you do. Give us a bird's eye view. Tell us what your main focus are these days, and tell us what markets you're operating in, sir.
Sure. Well, I run a firm called ThinkFISH. ThinkFISH is we're LinkedIn monsters. We help people use LinkedIn to be in lead funnels, lead generation machines, whether it's investors, customers, business development, partnerships. We help unleash LinkedIn professional outreach on a day-to-day basis using AI and automation and humans to build pipelines. Sometimes it's investors, sometimes it's customers, sometimes it's joint venture partners, but we become essentially an extension of founders, entrepreneurs, fund managers, sponsors. My team becomes an extension of them, doing a cross between digital marketing, investor relations with a heavy VA or virtual assistant component to go build these pipelines of prospects so that all people can do is keep focusing on their business and they just show up and meet really interesting people.
I absolutely love it. Like I said, I love how you're helping build the investment pipeline. It's like, what you need, we can get you plugged in. That's what it sounds like you guys are doing, out there, doing what you do. And I guess my question is, you got it running, and I know it's not always easy. So give me a peek of what's been the key to keeping that machine running smoothly.
Well, the key is I got a great team. I got a 20-person team actually in Philippines that does the day-to-day grind.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And what I tell people really is I had no idea how powerful LinkedIn was until I started working on this business. And but doing it, grinding it out day to day, I mean, I describe it as soul crushing. If you're sitting there grinding out, and it's not necessarily for a high level entrepreneur or fund manager or real estate sponsor, it's not the highest and best use of their time. So, but when you engage us, a couple $1,000 a month, you get dozens and dozens of hours back. That like when you're in real estate, you're always raising capital. It seems like that. But when you're spending time prospecting, sending messages, sending emails, booking meetings, all that kind of stuff, you're not looking at deals, talking with investors, managing your properties, all that kind of stuff. So the highest and best uses of your time is that other stuff, not booking meetings. So people hire us. I mean, and that's what you asked me, what's led us to getting here, having a great team that in our core really actually cares. And people say it, we really care. When someone gives us their hard-earned money and pays us, we go to work every day grinding out prospects for those people to build that pipeline and set them up so that they're in a better position to success, to raise that money or strike that deal with that partner that they're looking for.
Absolutely. Yeah, I borrowed this from my last interview. Delegate and automate and delegate. And that's what it sounds like. You guys can come in and be that portion that helps like you said, free up people's time. Like getting your time back is the most valuable thing that you can do as a person, to be able to take control of your own time, to be able to put it where you need to. And it sounds like the business that you're building is helping investors, helping people do just that. And so I absolutely love it, man. Absolutely love it. Now I know, there's moments when things get real, when things go sideways, a time when you have to pivot fast. And so, Mr. Ben, I would love if you have a story like that, because I just want people, always say normalize the hard, right? There's always a hard that you have to choose. Like we was talking about basketball and gym. If you listen, it's easy and it's hard to stop moving, but then you're going to find out once you start moving, it gets incredibly hard again to keep moving. And so we always got to choose the hard, right? So within business, things go sideways. So I would love if you can share a time where maybe you had to pivot fast.
Well, being an entrepreneur is lonely. And probably a lot of the listeners and your other guests are entrepreneurial. And what I could say is I'm always a person who will just admit, like, I fail a lot more than I succeed. And I build a lot of rapport with people by, kind of being human and admitting my failures, and look, when we're a services provider, that's ultimately what we are. And look, I'll give you an example. Like, you're a great podcast host, but you don't book your meetings. Someone does that for you. So, but you've got, so that's kind of what we do, only for investors or business or other things. But, I'm a big believer in team. Like, you're only as good as your weakest link. So we try to provide people a great service. We try to empathize with people and be compassionate, because we're taking, we're a services provider. We're taking people's money in exchange for a service. And sometimes we fail, but sometimes when those wins, when you help someone I had a client this morning tell me he's got a pipeline of half a dozen people. This is a pretty good size institutional level developer or sponsor. He's got half a dozen people who are going to write 7-figure checks from the work that we've done over the past 6 months. So, it really feels great when you hear about those wins. And, when we fail, when we don't.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
When we don't succeed for our clients, we try to do our best, tell them the truth, and try to always make it right.
That approach, I love that honest integrity approach. And you're right, one thing as a people we can bond over is hardship, right? But it's not like a woe is me. It's actually learning from our failures. And
Yeah.
some people even call it failing forward, right? In every success story, there is a point of failing, but fail forward. Like get the failing out the way so you can get to the success and don't be scared of it.
Yeah.
And
And learn
so,
a lesson from it, and admit your failures, and view the journey, right?
there you go. Yeah,
View it as part of the
there you go.
journey. You're one step closer to success by that failure.
Absolutely. You're
A
absolutely
lot
right.
of
And
a
listen,
lot of the stuff that sounds trite, the reason it sounds trite is, but it's really true. It's right. Like if you don't learn from failures and try to channel those things. I mean, I look at all what I always do when I have a win is I look at what led me to that win. Like one of my closest friends is someone I met through a failure.
yeah,
And it ended up
yeah,
two deals later worked out phenomenally well. But if I wouldn't have had that failure, I never would have met that person. So I always kind of think about that, especially when I have a win. I think about the failures that happened to get me to the place where the win. And a lot of times I do that because I just rationalize all the money I lost on the failure. I'm like, well, I gave the house some of it on that one, but I made it back on this one. So
yeah, yeah. No, I definitely get it. That's the kind of stuff people don't talk about enough, man. And so, for me, that's what separates the folks from who just dabble from the ones who stay in the game for long term, right? That perspective, that mind shift when things are not going the way that they thought it was going to go, but still persevering, knowing that if they keep pushing forward, there's better days ahead, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
so I love it, man. Listen,
yeah.
let me ask you this. What are you most focused on solving or scaling next? Like, what's the next real goal for you, Mr. Ben?
Well, I think what we love to do is our best clients at ThinkFISH. We work with founders of startups. We work with emerging VC fund managers. We work with emerging hedge fund, private equity fund managers, and we work with real estate sponsors. The truth is, our most success comes on the real estate side, and that's simply because of the risk profile is lower, and the return streams are more predictable and they're asset backed. Versus if you write a $100,000 angel check into a startup company, the best guys in the world fail 8 or 9 times out of time. The best in the world. Volatility in the stock market or other things correlated to the overall economy, but real estate, there's something about having assets, and people understand the preferred returns and the upside when a deal trades. Our best deals are most successful clients. So we're investing heavily in growing our real estate channel and building investor pipelines for real estate sponsors.
I love it, man. Listen, I'm so happy you talked about, building these pipelines for real estate because that's what this show, is all about, real estate leaning. And so I'm glad that you get your most success from that. That's
It's
good for
not
our
just a
people.
coincidence that we're here. That's right. That's the truth. It really is the truth. And I'd also say, the fun thing. I see a little gray wisdom here right. As you
Yes, sir.
get older, you get a little bit more perspective, and you kind of I think become a little bit more thoughtful about approach because you're more conscious of time,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So you
yeah.
want investing your time and your good hours of the day toward toward things that are really working for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you deal with a lot of, you
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
named them all VPs, different other people from different other, business worlds.
Yeah.
But I know you know this from your own experience that the next move can either compound things or create total chaos, depending on how you play it, right? And so, but what it sounds like to me is that you are mastering built finding with finding the beauty within the chaos, right? Be able to take the chaos and put some kind of structure to it for the service and the people that you are serving. And so, man, I love what you're doing. I love the strides that you're making. Now,
Thank you.
so you mentioned people, so I want to go to relationships. A lot of people that are listening, they're either early in their journey, they're looking to level up, and I think they benefit from hearing this when it comes to building relationships and growing your network. What has made the biggest difference for you, Mr. Ben?
Yeah, well, I'd say it's a real easy answer. It's always take the high road.
Mm,
Always take the high
mm.
road. And it's there's quicker ways to make money, taking shortcuts, scalping an extra little bit of money here and there. But and it's in young kind of hustle culture. It's understand, people see it and you see bling and you see stuff on Instagram and you do that. So people are encouraged to like get your bag. But so it's easier to say when you've reached a level of success as I've had. But what I tell people, especially younger, when I'm talking to my son or talking to my younger brothers, whenever possible, always take the high road, meaning leave a little money on the table, give a little bit of extra services, or give people a little bit of extra time, give people grace. Um, you don't have to make all your money in one deal. Uh, Try to tell the truth whenever, whenever as much as possible. Business is hard. Sometimes you see people who are not telling the truth, but it catches up with you. So my advice to anytime I get into a mentorship opportunity is always take the high road.
I love that. Always take the high road, tell the truth, build relationships because relationships are everything in this space. And building relationships from an honest perspective is everything. Like let people choose, give people the courtesy of being honest with them so we can build a very integral relationship. And I think that's good in business and personal, right? Let people choose if you want to deal with me, let me just tell you who I am. Let me
100%.
tell you what I'm about. And
Yep.
so we can choose if we're gonna have a relationship, it's gonna be a real authentic relationship. Know what I mean?
That's exactly right. Over communicate and address the elephant in the room. Don't have someone enter a deal with you and be surprised, especially if it's something. If you're gonna surprise them, it darn well better be something good.
Yes.
Like it darn
Absolutely.
well better be something good. But when people
Yeah.
are surprised, I tell people that. Like I just did a deal with somebody and I'm surprised by something that person knows they should have told me. And I'm like, you know, when you surprise people with bad stuff, it's just like it creates a contentious relationship that, and look, again, when you're in a fortunate situation, it's easier to do that. Sometimes you have to when you're younger or when you don't have the success or track record, things like that, you might feel the need, but it's just never worth it.
It's never worth it. Man, you're so right. Brene Brown has a saying, and it's one of my wife's favorite saying. I said it to her when I was being honest with her about who I was. Because if you're going to love me, I want you to love me for me. The last thing I want you to do is to fall in love with somebody that I can't be, right? So Brene Brown has a saying where she says, clear is kind, unclear is unkind.
Hmm.
So the kindest thing I can be is to be crystal clear. Like you said, over communicate. That's the kindest thing that I can do to you is to be crystal clear. And I think that translates again in our personal life and in our business life as well. Like, because we're going to build these partnerships, relationships, let's be as clear and kind with each other as we can be. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%. And look, and I win and build rapport with clients by talking straight to them. There's never any meanness ever, but there's sometimes where I deliver like, "Hey man, this deal just isn't good enough to raise capital, or you're too early, or your pitch isn't your pitch stinks." And I'll say that to people and they're like, every once in a while you piss somebody off, but more often than not, they say, "Thank you. You're a services provider and you're actually telling me the truth. I know that you're not just out for the money because you took risk in saying that, in that you might have upset me and I walked away." I walk away from deals all the time where people want to hire us, but I'm just like, "Hey man, no one's going to invest in that at this stage. It's not, come back to us in 6 months, or work on the model a bit, or get your pitch right." You could, which you can appreciate. And look, I think people can tell authenticity versus in earnestness versus fake. I can spot fake in inauthenticity from a mile away. Yeah, and again, and part of that's also from lots of failures I've had,
Yeah.
making bad
Yeah.
investments or going into wrong partnerships or things like that. So anyway, it's part of the journey, and sometimes people's journey is doing something deceptive to learn that lesson. But again, if you take the high road whenever possible, and
Yeah.
usually there's a path to disclose honestly, communicate with integrity. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, we're coming up on wrapping, but when I talk to somebody like you, I love sometimes to go into this question, and this is not a scripted question. I like to prepare, but this is kind of like off my off my head. I want to open up the floor for you just to talk to our viewers pretty much about anything you want to talk about. When I say that, I mean, like, you have something inspiring, or if you have something inspirational, like, or something that you've been thinking about. Like, when I talk to somebody like you who has the lens that you have on life and business and perspective, I like to open up the floor to give you a chance to really share with our viewers, maybe from your heart. So I just want to open up that opportunity. Do you have anything you want to share?
Sure. It just happens that this past weekend I went to a conference in Vegas called the Entrepreneur Level Up Conference. And some amazing speakers. Marcus Lemonis from The Prophet
My favorite. That's my
yeah,
guy. That's my
great.
favorite.
I mean, he was 5 feet away from me, giving, speaking in front of a room of 600 people. It was awesome. Robert
Yeah.
Herkovec from
Yeah.
Shark Tank. Damon John was there. Amazing speakers. Kim Perrell hosted it. Really good, inspirational people. Cody Sanchez, Alexis Ohanian, venture capitalist, started Reddit, married to Serena Williams. Just awesome speakers. Um, and one of the most interesting, there were two takeaways that I'll kind of share. One was just they talked about entrepreneurship being a community, and that you're not alone. Entrepreneurship and kind of doing deals can be lonely. So that was just one interesting thing about just thinking about like the importance of community, of having a group of people that you kind of do deals with together, or that you have a community of like-minded people that you can commiserate, celebrate,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so that's one thing. And the second was just something that frankly comes naturally to me, is just likability, is being likable. People who are likable, who are authentic, who have empathy, have compassion, tend to have more success raising money, have raise money faster, have deals work out, um, keeps you out of trouble, avoids lawsuits and things like that, which can happen in deals. But they talked about likability and being somebody who's, enters relationships more givers than takers, right? People who go out of their way to make introductions, offer wisdom, offer advice without the expectation of reciprocity, of something in trade. What got a laugh in the room was when someone said, everybody's got that friend, when they're calling, that they're going to ask you for something. You just know. Phone rings. What's he going to ask for? Right? And
Absolutely.
you don't be that guy, right? Be the guy who's, oh man, I got a text from Ben about this, and like to help, to add, so I'm just an upbeat, positive guy. That's how I live my life, and I want to be surrounded by people like that, partners, investors, colleagues, whatever, all my clients, and I, kind of, say no to people who don't fill your bucket, and who, you are only as good as the people that you hang out with, you spend time with, who are in your ear at it's your podcast feed in your home, the investors. Again, I have the good fortune of having a pretty good success in life, so I can say that. But the path to getting there is being really careful about who you let in and what you let in.
Absolutely. So well stated, my friend. But listen, before we wrap, Mr. Ben, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, maybe collaborate, learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach you, sir?
Sure. My website, our company's website is ThinkFISH, www.thinkfish.co. My email's ben@thinkfish.co. You can find me on LinkedIn and Twitter. I'm at Ben Padnos, BenPadnos. And love to hear from people. Anybody who hears me and wants to connect, just shoot me a note. I'll send you a Calendly link, and we'll spend half an hour, get to know each other.
Man, I love it. But there he is, y'all, Mr. Ben. Listen, sir, I just want to thank you, man. I want to thank you for your story. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your perspective. We definitely need more people that's doing it the right way, like you're doing it, man. And so thank you for your time today, man. It's been a pleasure.
Same with you, Q. Really fun to meet you.
Absolutely. And everyone else, come on. You know what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it nice and slow. Make sure you're subscribed. You do not want to miss out on these amazing conversations. Wasn't that an amazing conversation? And I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out on the other future conversations that we're going to have, because they're going to be just equally amazing. And so thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Ben, again. And to everyone else, I will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.